People took my chair this year. I had a chair. I remember one of the characters told me they were afraid they were going to get fired.
Yeah, well, this thing's going to be great, and all of your lives are going to change.
Hey, D, what's a good word?
We're fucked. 52 in the waiting room, and it's not even 7.
We're always working the shift, by the way. Cut him a little slack today. It's the anniversary of Dr. Adamson's death.
I love all the days. It's true. I mean, I really love playing the character. They're not really terribly challenging. God, I think when that teenager died last year in the first season, that was really hard. You know, this just really struck a chord. The fentanyl death really struck a chord. I just remember the first day when we started really shooting that mass casualty. That was like a whole new thing. And then the pace just picked up, and you know, it was just wild and sort of energizing. And it's like we just shifted into this whole nother gear. It was just a different show from that point forward, and that was kind of exciting. And finding like how fast, you know, remember it was like It was too fast, but it had to be fast, but not too fast, because we would see him incompetent, you know. And it was neat. It was really neat.
Some new faces with us today. Hi, come on over.
I'm so happy to be here. Talk to me at the end of the day.
Clear.
Forceps.
Full suction. Med student down.
Welcome to the pit. Let's go save some lives.
The very first table read-through that we did, and when all the cast was assembled for the first time, when we read the pilot script out loud for all that Warner Brothers brass. And I remember before we started, I looked at all of you, and I just thought, this thing's going to be great, and all of your lives are going to change. And look at you, you've no idea what's about to happen on this ride. And I remember going down the line to each building and saying, breathe, listen to each other, it's going to be great. I'm so happy you guys are here. And I sat in my chair just thinking, oh, this is the beginning of an unbelievable chapter. I had a strong sense.
I remember one of the characters told me they were afraid they were going to get fired.
Yeah, well, you know, in a lot of ways, that's your final
audition. They were like, I'm afraid I'm going to get fired. And I'm like, you're not going to get fired. I go, that's in the past. And then I'm like, here, put this rock in your pocket. I literally gave him like a gem, like a crystal stone. I'm not going to tell you who. I gave him a stone, and I said, put this stone in your pocket. I'm like, you got this.
He's going to get fired.
Are we ready to call this?
Super challenging. Becoming a 12-month-a-year job for me. Pleasure, labor of love, but intense.
Yeah. This guy, he's wearing all the hats. He's directing, writing, acting. I just get to show up and be Dana.
I think it's also really refreshing for viewers, you know, who get emotionally attached to a show, and then, in my case, have to wait 2 years before the next season of a Game of Thrones or a Severance comes around. It can be frustrating to pick up the thread. So just to make it a little harder on ourselves, we're doing 15 episodes and trying to keep to a yearly release schedule.
Welcome back.
Took some time. Plus, who else is going to get this place through the 4th of July?
Your replacement came in early.
She's just covering while I go on my little sabbatical.
One at a time or binging?
You tell them, I got my answer.
Dealer's choice. I mean, I think John Wells likes the fact that it's like water cooler television, and it kind of becomes more of a communal thing where everybody watches that week and they can talk with their neighbor, and it's something that we all share. It's a little bit more community driven that way. But I know that feeling when like you're supposed to go to bed and you just are like looking at your partner, you're like, should we just see the beginning of the next one? You know, so I'm guilty of both.
Suddenly you're 15 hours in.
Yes, and you're like, it's 3 a.m.
I'm not sure it's healthy to watch more than like 3 or 4 in a row. I think it's kind of stressful. But I like it because I watch the show too, but I like it if I forget to watch for a week and then there's 2 and I can watch them both back to back. That's kind of fun too. Although, watch it, the more detail that you try to pick out, the more rewarding the viewing experience. Like, I think it's really cool that if you go back and look at the first episode and look at all those patients that are in the waiting room, eventually those patients you'll see migrating through triage and ending up in the emergency department. Each one of those people is an actual person with an ailment and a 15-hour patient journey that includes being fed, being taken to the bathroom, being walked, getting medications, and that's all happening in real time in the background of what we're doing in the foreground. So if you're looking for it, it could be very cool to watch.
Is this your last shift?
For a while, yeah.
Maybe he's trying to outrun some old ghosts.
It's going to be a lot of time to self-reflect. Sure you can handle that?
There's all sorts of ways you try to build a culture within the show you're doing. And the culture almost becomes more important than the show that you're doing, because the buy-in of the cast and the crew and the foreground and the background need to be total. And so early on, I think it was John Wells' decision, because he was concerned with all the reflective glass that we had on the set, that we'd catch reflections of crew members. So we thought, well, if we put everybody in scrubs, then if we see them in the shot, it'll look organic. And then it really became more about a sense of esprit de corps, that we're all going to put on the uniform that's going to say, there is no cast and crew, it's just company. And we all show up together to tell this story collectively. And I think it helped create a sense of buy-in and family, which, you can't ever plan for, but you can only pray for. And if it hits, it makes the work so much better.
And it kind of also the show's like pre-lit, so besides the fact that we're all in the same uniform, we're all kind of just standing around figuring out how to make it work. Where on other shows, like the divas go away, and then the workers light, and then the workers go away, and then the divas come in and do the acting. And it's just, you're very kind of separated, and there's classes and stuff. Whereas here, it feels like we're all in scrubs, and we kind of stand around, and then we just figure out how we're going to do it together.
We never leave
and
unless
then we
we have to
shoot
use the
it.
bathroom.
Yeah, the only place we hang out is in the family room.
There's a family room that's part of our set.
It's part of the set.
In there, and they put a little table with some chips and stuff and water in there for us. But that's it.
We don't have like a green room.
The
or
only
anything.
perk that I really enjoy is that there's one chair that I get to sit in that family room.
People took my chair this year. I had a chair.
Which one's your chair? The
Well,
one next to me?
the one next to me, you was my chair, but then it got very popular, so
Yeah, well.
I had to go to my desk. Dana does have a desk, so
Yeah,
I
you
use
get
my desk.
You get a desk.
I have a desk. Dana has a desk.